Buffalo Bills defensive tackle DeWayne Carter has made waves in his first training camp, and he's going to earn himself a starting spot by the end of the season and become a star by year 3.
I can't wait to get here and actually figure out, where I can make the biggest impact.
How's it going today? My name is Jesse McNamer, and welcome to Point of View. Before we get into it today, I just want to say we always appreciate your feedback. Look forward to reading your comments like the one we've got here. Also, be sure to stay tuned to the end of this episode to see if you can guess today's trivia question down below. To today's topic, can DeWayne Carter turn into a starting interior defensive lineman as a rookie on a stacked Bills D-line? The odds would say probably not, but from what I've seen lately, I'm not going to doubt the man. He was a force for the Duke Blue Devils and started 38 straight games to end his college career. He collected 12 sacks, forced 7 fumbles, and blocked a kick in 4 years in Durham. He made 3 All-ACC teams and helped the Blue Devils reach back-to-back bowl appearances for the first time since 2017 and 2018 by making plays like this, where he blows up the offensive line and mauls the ball carrier in the backfield for a huge loss. You can clearly see the type of tenacity he has between the lines, but what separated himself from other defensive linemen in the 2024 draft was what's going on between his shoulders. Carter was the first player in Blue Devils history to be a 3-time team captain. He's a natural-born leader, and it's what makes him such a reliable bet to be successful at the pro level. And the Buffalo Bills realized that skill set and selected the 23-year-old in the 3rd round of April's draft. In Carter's introductory press conference with the team, here's what he had to say when asked what it meant to be the school's first 3-time captain.
It means the world to me because I think my teammates viewed me as the ultimate teammate at the end of the day, and that's what I set out to do every day, is be the best teammate I can be and just be an overall good person, right? And not only that, but being a good person, not being a pushover, right? So being the standard, and that's something we pride ourselves on, specifically these last 2 years at Duke, because my first 3 years were really rough. But these last 2 years, we kind of built a foundation and laid it down in stone, and to be a main part of that, I think that's the coolest thing for me in my college journey.
Confidence is off the charts for this kid, and general manager Brandon Beane knows the value in that. Here's what he had to say when asked about balancing the maturity of young draft picks.
You see a guy like DeWayne Carter, again, we met him at the Senior Bowl. I'm like, man, I wrote down on my notes, this is a grown man. Like, he's going to walk right in the door. You're not going to have to tell him when to be here, what to do, who to follow. Like, he's ready to roll. So there is power in that, too. And I think it's like we talked about with leaders and dogs. We need a blend of that. We need a blend of youth, which we've made that transition this year with our roster. But you need veteran leadership, and some of that can even come in, this rookie class. These guys blending together. They'll do a lot of things together as we onboard them here starting this spring, the transition from college, to pro.
If you're a GM, you have to be excited to take a player like him who's ready for the job on day one. How many young athletes make it to the league and don't pan out because of their lack of maturity instead of lack of talent? I'm not going to name names, but every fan knows a player or two that messed up their career because of that, and Carter clearly won't join that group. In fact, he's confident enough to make himself the face of college football in a lawsuit against the NCAA to stop the restrictions around college athletes making money. That should tell you all you need to know about his maturity, but let's get back to the actual football because that's what's going to actually get him on the field. And his position group is stacked with starters Ed Oliver and Daquan Jones, so he's got a bit of a hill to climb. But lucky for Carter, the Bills like to rotate their defensive linemen to keep them fresh, so Carter only has to move up a couple of spots in the depth chart to get regular playing time. And I don't think that's where it ends for Carter in his rookie season. Ed Oliver won't be supplanted, but the rest of those guys can be, and if he shows the same development we've seen so far in training camp and the preseason, he'll be taking a majority of snaps in no time. He only made 2 tackles in his first preseason game against the Bears, but he showed flashes of an elite ball player, and head coach Sean McDermott took notice. Here's what he had to say about how he fared in his first NFL action.
I thought he did some good things. He's playing lower, and he's learning how to strain, and that doesn't mean every down yet, and from snap to the end of the whistle, and that's part of what we're working on. But I thought there was some good moments from him in the game, in his first game, albeit, and now it's how he builds on that.
Sean's right. It's about how he builds on it. And for all the factors I've already laid out, I see no way he doesn't maximize his potential on the quickest timeline possible. And with all the changes the Bills have made across their entire roster the last couple of years, they need a draft pick or two like Carter to turn into a star. Another draft pick who I definitely think will turn into a star on the other side of the ball is wideout Keon Coleman. For more on that, check out this past episode of Point of View. And the moment you've been waiting for, here's the answer to today's trivia question. We appreciate you tuning in this episode of Point of View, and we will see you in the next one.